Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spilling the Tea Live. I'm Carrie O'Donnell from Tarot Soul Writer, and I'm here with Cindy, who is my producer and my friend and my partner here on this show. Welcome, everybody, and welcome, Cindy. So what's going on in your world?
Well, I had some really interesting information when I was looking back at some of the shows that we had done with the EVPs that came through, and I know you posted a short on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened once, and then it happened again. And maybe I'll post in the comments or something which the videos and the time that it was on if people want to go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
But it's on my mind all week, so that has been.
And I wanted just to fill in because when Cindy wrote to me after the last show and said, we have EVPs. And I was like, what? And then I went down the rabbit hole last Wednesday after the show because we found two, and then I was trying to analyze them and what are they saying and what is this? So I did post that on a short. I know a lot of people said they couldn't hear it just with the regular recording, but if you put on headphones, you can hear it pretty loudly. So yeah, we decided to do Wednesday Wonderings on these EVPs, which I'm very excited about. So stay tuned at the end of our political portion of the show, because we both did some soul writing on who this is and what this is all about. So I'm pretty excited to talk about it some more.
All right, and I have to give you a little kudos. This is from Truth Always Wins. She posted this. Then you got the Hunter Biden reading. You nailed that one, and curious to see how the rest of this plays out. But that was right on.
Yeah, we got that 10 of Swords, I remember, and I wasn't too happy about it because obviously I think the question was, would he be exonerated? And I definitely knew with that 10 of Swords, it wasn't going to work out that way. But we did get something interesting in the ending. It seemed like we would go back to it somehow and look at it. And now they're already talking about this is some sort of entryway into a Supreme Court decision that this could go. That has something to do with guns and how we're regulating guns. So they're almost using the Hunter Biden case. Now, I had to read very quickly, so I don't have all the details, but maybe that's what I'm seeing. There's some sort of reboot here. So we'll have to look at it again once things kind of settle down. And before we begin the political part of the show, there are some soul writing spots left in the soul writing classes for the summer session. I think the first class is filled, but I do have other classes that are available if you would like to hop in for this summer. And personal readings are still available for me. I am booking. There are a few time slots in September, but I think the rest of the dates would be in October. If you want a personal reading, tarotsoulwriter.com, and you can sign up for that. And did you have anything else to say before we go into the zone?
No, I think I'll just start getting those questions going for you.
All right, let's do this. Let's get ready for our questions. All right, Fiona, will the Trump presidency be invalidated after all his current and possible future felonies and convictions? All right, that's a good question. Will the Trump presidency be invalidated? I feel like this is a possibility, but it's down the road. I almost feel like we're talking 10 or 20 years down the road before this is invalidated. But we kind of all know, even beforehand, that this is the case. just by things coming out. There's an end of a collaboration or a partnership here. And I think this is when we're ending for entertainment purposes only, like we get information about a foreign partnership. We'll just leave it at that with Trump. And there is something here that it's going to take this collaboration to end. Here is the King of Swords. This is justice. It could be that Jack Smith energy. It could be setting it right in the government. And there's a lot of emotion and imbalance for a while. So even though we have this good news, the end of a partnership, and we're getting justice, it's going to take a while. Like, you couldn't just do this right away is kind of what they're, like, the way I feel. Like, for example, let's just say Trump gets thrown in jail. Let's just say Putin is no longer here. I can't just all of a sudden say it's invalidated, even if I have the evidence. That's what I'm feeling with this temperance. There's too much emotion. It's too out of balance. We need to wait before this next leg of information gets out there. And that's when I get people who are walking away from this period of time, from this leader. This could be people who call themselves MAGA. They're sort of walking away. There's distance here. Here, more walking away with the Knight of Pentacles, but this is slow energy. So slowly we're coming back to ourselves and to our sanity. And then I get the Two of Pentacles reverse. And believe it or not, this is one of my symbols for writing and notice, or public notice, or something in writing. So I feel like the answer is yes, he will eventually be invalidated, but it's slow. It's like we have to deprogram people, or these are people who have to leave the planet at some point. So we're talking like a generation out, maybe 20 years or a little bit longer before we're ready to do this. So that's what I'm getting. All right, Cherry. Yesterday, Pohak of the Midas Touch identified a Judge Cannon decision that is likely appealable. Will Jack Smith take this opportunity to have her removed? All right, let's take a look. Judge Cannon. Will Jack Smith take this opportunity to have her be removed? Yes, I do believe that this is going to, if it's not this particular case or this particular decision, it's very, very close. Could be something else that's right around the corner. That I get some sort of enlightenment or light shining on the devil. All right. So there is some sort of connection for entertainment purposes only that's going to be brought to light with Judge Cannon. And then I get the Fool card. He's going to take a risk. He's going to take the leap of faith. We're going to do this. And then what do I have at the end? We have justice. All right, justice for Judge Cannon. And I do get the Eight of Swords reversed as a clarifier. So to me, that's limitations released. Limitations, whatever. See, I don't know what decision this was, but if it tied him up so he couldn't do what he needed to do as far as his part of the case for January 6th, it's released. He is released from any kind of limitations. So it's coming. I still get that Judge Cannon is going to be removed. All right. Will the orange one lose votes from saying, I don't care about you. I just want your votes? I know. I can't even believe he said that. Well, of course I believe he says that. But it's like you can't make this stuff up. I don't know. I don't care about you. Unbelievable. Will he lose votes because of that? I want to be specific about that. You know, I don't want to say no, and I'm going to tell you why. Excuse me. For those people, like they're the ones who are going to vote for him, right? Him saying this is not going to have them change their mind about him. So they're that far gone. They're that far into the rabbit hole. But this is the message I do get concerning this. It starts with Biden, the King of Cups. And this is a completion of a cycle, but I also got a sense that the world supports Biden. The world, the energy as a whole supports Biden. He's going to see this to completion. Here is the manipulation of the people. This is the con artist, that kind of manipulation. So that's that Trump energy. But they're saying, this is my Cinderella card. Things are going to change in very unexpected circumstances. They're saying there's a new start here, a new start, a new beginning with the Four of Cups. It's like, I almost want to say it is written, because I got prediction and then it's like, it is written. There's something here in the energy. And the Eight of Cups is reversed. So this would be sort of walking away, but this is like we're all going to come back to ourselves. We're all coming back to that sanity that kind of came up in that other reading. So if I had to put this all together, the answer is no. He's not going to lose votes by saying that. But it's like they're saying, don't worry, you don't understand. There is some sort of destiny here. The world and the energy supports Biden. And that's what matters. Things are going to maybe turn out unexpectedly well in ways that we cannot understand yet. And honestly, this keeps going back to what I see happening this summer with Trump and just a change in circumstances. So no worries. All right, will we find out this week or next week about the Supreme Court immunity decision? And will they uphold the decision? All right, let's take a look. Trump immune. I'm just checking on the timing, just like this week or next week. See what we're getting here. Okay. I'm going to start right with the ending, because I get the Emperor weakened. I get the Emperor like I'm not in control with this. I know sometimes this can be the opposite where I take complete control, but I think this time I'm feeling he is weakened. You are not going to be the Emperor. You may not take total control. In other words, you are not fully immune. I want to say there is some sort of balance or temperance in their decision, like they are weighing the pros and cons here a little bit. And we talked about that in my Supreme Court video, because if they give him complete immunity, they're in a sense giving away their own power. So this is a decision that's kind of in the middle, which is very interesting. This next card, the Knight of Wands, is reversed, and I kind of get going rogue or a quick or hurried decision or something that's not completely thought out. So the cards leading up to that it's like they know there's a new beginning coming. Here's that sort of new beginning destiny kind of card with the 4 cups. The energy is moving in a complete direction, and he's been a fool, or he's being seen as a fool with the fool reversed. Yeah, they have to kind of go into the middle way. This is how I think I'm reading this. He is not going to have complete immunity, but they might say something. It's almost like I'm getting 2 parts. Like I can't do anything I want, but they're giving him some leeway, or all presidents some leeway in some aspect of the ruling. That's why it's temperance. It's like meeting in the middle. So they throw him a bone, but I don't think it's going to help him because he doesn't have complete immunity. And I did say, is it going to come in the next week or so? But I got the card, wait. There's like a delay, a little bit of a delay. So I'm going to say probably more in the 2-week timeline, in about 2 weeks or so, maybe at the end of the month, the end of June. That might be more the time. I don't know when the Supreme Court goes away for the summer or whatever, but it's almost like the last thing they do. That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right, Russian ships in Cuba. What's the deal with this? Are the ETs watching this development as well as our government? Well, that's concerning. Russian ships in Cuba. Take a look and see what I can get on that. Are the ETs watching this development? I'm not getting anything concerning, like the guy I know, like in the past, if you had missiles in Cuba and so forth, it was for nefarious means, possible warfare, that type of thing. I'm asking about the ETs right now. I feel like the ETs are always watching the situation, but in this particular situation, I don't think that this is a hot button issue. Like, I'm not getting that this is about nuclear war, the Russian ships in Cuba. What I do get is with this Knight of Cups reversed, more like sneaking, spying, trying to gather information behind the scenes. I think these are spy ships, or they're gathering information of some sort, intel. I'm not saying that that's good. Obviously, that's not good. It's definitely something to be concerned about. They're also concerned with, here's that partnership ending. There's something here with money that I'm getting. So this is really interesting. It's like the ships are gathering intel because they know a partnership is ending, and there is something here about money. But what I'm not getting is missiles. I'm not getting nuclear war. I'm not getting ETs overly concerned in any other way. It's almost like they're like, well, this is part of their free will. So it makes me feel like we're not in mortal danger. So I'm not getting them very much connected. All right. Has Trump accepted money for exchange of information about the U.S. from foreign nations or from U.S. businessmen? I'm going to put those cards out separately just to see, has he accepted money or exchange of information? All right. feel possibly both, but more the foreign nations. Okay, so the first thing we're getting is the Empress. This is my card for a certain nation. It starts with Mother. Okay, I'll just say it, Mother Russia, for entertainment purposes only. So here she is. She's Mother Russia. There was a go-between here with this Knight of Wands. This is also an information card. It's an action card. I'm taking action, but I feel like there was a go-between. It's a man too. It's definitely a knight. It's specifically a man who was brokering this. So it's kind of like I had brokers in between. There are at least 3 of them. Okay, so there's some collaboration with dark money. So there are go-betweens between this nation that have collaborated. This is like almost like an enterprise. Like I get these certain people involved, and there are these people collaborating in the middle. But judgment is upon them. They know it. I will say that with the Judgment card reverse, and that game is over right now, considering everything that's happening. But yes, I do feel like there was money in exchange for information. And that's what that dark money card was. I asked about the businessmen, but I said maybe both. But I do get a smaller exchange of money with the Queen of Pentacles. There are some security issues that I'm feeling with this concerning the businesses. They want limitations taken off them. Government, and here's my government card reverse. I want to get away from government limitations is what I'm getting. There was some sort of an exchange there so that could happen. So I'm not getting so much information, but there was, I guess you could say, corrupt money exchanged. But it's the first one, the foreign nations with go-betweens, where actual, for entertainment purposes only and allegedly, secrets may have been exchanged for money. All right, what will the presidential debates be like? I keep feeling like it's not going to happen. That's what I had gotten before. We'll see if things have changed. Presidential debates be like. Yeah. I am seeing a vice presidential debate, possibly. I got Kamala here at the end. All right. She's ready to go. She's ready to debate her partner. She's got like some support there because there is a little bit of a shakeup here during the debate time. Again, I keep feeling like something's going to happen. And when I look at the cards underneath the situation, this is a sense of theft or issues with money, could be another way to see this. It could be the fact that he is a felon now, that there could be some sentencing here. Right? I think there is sentencing right before the debates. And there's just a lot happening. There's like a loss of money here, which makes me feel like being fined is part of this punishment. He's off balance here. This is a card for illness for me. This is a card of being off balance, both emotionally and physically. His head's in the clouds. He's not thinking clearly. Illusion and delusion. I'm not like in my right mind. I'm not really 100% here. That's the little shakeup. So I'm going to say, I'm still saying that this might not happen. I don't think that the presidential debate is going to happen right now because I'm not getting Trump in his right mind, but they might postpone it or something like that, and then throw us a bone and do something with presidential candidates or something to that effect. So that's what I'm getting right now. Where's Pompeo these days? Is he behind the scenes? Is that Pompeo? Is that who that is? Pompano? Is it Pompeo?
Pompeo.
Okay, it is Pompeo. Okay. I haven't heard his name in so long. Let's see what's up with him. Is he behind the scenes? Pompeo. Not in the way you're thinking behind the scenes. He's like hiding out. That's what I'm getting. And why the king is on him. Justice is on him. The law is on him, which makes me feel like he's being investigated in some way. All his cups are dumped out. So he's trying to like, put everything on the table. Look, it's not me. But there's also a lot of emotion there. Like he's afraid he's going to lose everything. Here's the hangman punishment. I don't want to be strung up. And then these ending cards. It's like, I need to walk away from my dealings with these people. Here's my extreme isolation card, the Hermit reverse, which is why I'm getting that sense of I need to walk away and kind of hide out and lay low. And then I have my Empress reverse. Again, Mother Russia. So this is like distancing myself, having to hide out from my connections with Russia. He may have been part of those early days when money or darker money was exchanged. So he's being investigated, and I think he's trying to lay low. That's why we haven't really heard from him. I saw this. Why did Dr. Phil do the interview with Trump? It was horrible. And tell President Biden to lay off of Trump. And what did he get out of it? Oh my goodness. This guy. Dr. Phil. How did we do this? What is he getting out of it? Well, probably what we would assume he would get out of it. Here's the star card. Being the star, being the center of attention. That's my card for media. Here is my Nine of Pentacles. That's my card for large quantities of money. So he is benefiting financially from telling or doing this interview. He is also putting himself in the public eye. There's a lot of ego here. He wants to be the center of attention. One of the things that I'm getting to with the Seven of Swords reversed, I actually feel like he really believes Trump is innocent. So he has drank the Kool-Aid. In some way, he is in that camp, but not just because he's part of like the fraud part of it, but because he actually believes this, or he at least wants to believe that he's innocent, and he wants to get that message out there. But my ending cards are not too positive for him. I feel like something's going to come out of the blue with the Page of Swords reversed. There's going to be some unexpected change or circumstantial change for him. And the Death card is reversed. This is like the end of Dr. Phil. It's not going to turn out very well. This was a really poor career move Sorry, Phil, but you're not going to be very relevant at the end of all this. That's what I'm getting. Update on Roger Stone. I've not seen or heard anything on him. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. He's also been laying low. Let's see why. Roger Stone. Roger Stone. Every time I ask about him, they show me the penguin from Batman. Swear to God. So I'm seeing that. So I don't know if my guides have a sense of humor or if there's some actual connection there. Roger Stone. Now, Roger Stone, whereas who was the one that, Pompeo? And then I got him more like, whoa, I'm peacing out. I'm going to lay low. I'm not really involved with things behind the scenes. With Roger Stone, I do get him sort of behind the scenes. There's a partnership that he still has, and it's about revealing or putting light on Biden. So I feel like, okay, I'm in cahoots with someone so that we can put a light on anything that's wrong with Biden. If something's wrong with Trump, we'll put a light on Biden. Well, Biden did it. So he's involved, I guess, with some sort of disinformation. That's kind of what I'm getting. And what I see coming up with him is, well, he is looking to the future. And this is also my card for international or things that are overseas. So I think this is him thinking about some overseas connection. He wants to remove himself from those connections suddenly, and he wants some sort of a new start. He wants to focus more on the future. I'm kind of going through Roger Stone's point of view. So how I would interpret all of this is he is still involved with nefarious things behind the scenes in a disinformation situation. He is still connected with some overseas bad actors who are trying to do this, and he feels like he can't get punished or he can't get caught. I know that that's arrogant, and he's still looking to the future. He has like a plan B and a plan C. So hopefully they'll get this guy, but I do get him really delusional, and he just isn't stopping. All right, has Donald been physically abusive to Melania like he was to Ivana? Interesting question. Physically abusive to Melania. Okay. I'm going to say yes, but there's a story to this. It's not the same as Ivana, all right? Because this is the story I'm getting, that there was some sort of money or theft involved here. There's like a money exchange. It's darker money. It's like criminal money. And Melania came to him, again, entertainment purposes only, when there was some sort of exchange of, we'll just call it darker money, okay? And there are three people in this marriage with the Three of Pentacles. There's Melania, there's Donald, and there's a third party. And this is all about money, okay? So there was like some agreement between three people with this marriage. Melania felt that she had defenses. She had protection. All right. So I think this is involving that third party. It's like an agreement. You're not going to do anything we'll just call it abusive to me or negative to me because I have protection. But the reason I said yes is I get my card for loss, heartache, abuse, pain, suffering, and it comes out of the blue with the tower card. And this kind of feels like there may have been something that happened that was out of pain and fear and separation and heartache that may have been physically abusive. This would be like spontaneous, like something that happened off the cuff. Like, I'm just making this up, but like he slapped her suddenly or something to that effect. So it was something that was spontaneous. And then I get the Page of Wands. And this is a communication card. I feel like was communicated out, maybe to that third party. There's a feeling of, with that Three of Swords, of real separation after this happened. Like he was in trouble, like he was in real trouble. I've never gotten this as a real marriage. So I feel like she thought she was protected and this would never happen to her because there's someone else involved. But something happened spontaneously where he may have lost control, and that really just caused more of a separation. So that's what I'm getting. I think that's a little different than Ivana. All right. How does Newsom feel about his ex-wife, Kimberly Boyle? She made a post promoting her new kid's puppy book. Well, Kimberly, how do you feel about her? All right. Lots of ego, all about me. It's all about me. She's too much. She's all too much. It's kind of what I'm getting off of this card. Believe it or not, he thinks of her at a time when he found her attractive, or he found out, or like we're going back in the past, like he's looking back and he's saying like, there was a time where I really just thought that she had a good heart or that she was a good person, but now she's like all too much. And why is she all too much? Because she's with, I mean, I could read this card a couple ways, but I'm kind of feeling like she's with people who manipulate her. That's kind of what I'm feeling here with this card. I'm also with someone with substance abuse problems. So she might have substance abuse problems. Maybe that's what I'm getting. And I don't know if that's true. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I think I misspoke. I think he thinks she's the one that she's not herself, that she's being manipulated, that there could be substances involved. He wants to think of her in the best light and not how she is now. But I do get him looking ahead. Here's my government card. And she's working for a position in government. But I get that he thinks that's not where this is going to lead for her, that this is all going to lead to her being cast out and being alone. So I know that's strange. That's a strange reading. You would think there'd be anger or things like that, but I'm getting almost a compassion, feeling sorry for her. Like, this is not the person I used to know. This is someone who has just gone off the edge, is kind of what I'm feeling. All right, how does Oprah now feel about bringing forth Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz? I was just thinking that when I was doing the Dr. Phil reading. I was like, oh my God, she didn't know how to pick them, did she? All right, Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil. How's Oprah feeling? All right. Well, I mean, she's walking away from this for sure. This is in the outcome. She's walking away. She's trying to heal from that time in her life. She's trying to focus on her relationships and her in love and her partnerships. I'm going to tell you is I don't necessarily want to paint Oprah like she's some sort of saint, because what I'm getting underneath the situation is her thinking about it is that she is a natural healer, that she was supposed to bring in some really important energy. That was one of her roles. But I do get a lot of ambition with this Three of Wands, expanding and connections, just always wanting more is kind of what I'm feeling. And this has put there are things she didn't see. This is what I'm getting with this particular Eight of Swords, with that blindfold. Like, look in the mirror. They were always there. They always were who they were. You refused to see it because you were expanding and spirituality and I'm doing my thing. There's just an element of ambition that blinded her. So she's not like a bad person. I'm just saying that she's looking back and saying, I made these mistakes. Maybe that's her ego. And she refused to see certain things that were in front of her. And so now she's just trying to walk away from this and really just focus on the love in her own personal relationships. That's the feeling I'm getting. Final question. Wow, that went fast. Final question. Will anything damaging come out about Trump's behavior during his friendship with, I missed the question, Cindy, with Epstein. Oh, Epstein. Come out about Trump's behavior during his friendship with Epstein. Okay, let's see. Damaging. I'm not getting anything allegedly and for entertainment purposes only that has anything to do with, we'll just say, girls who are not of age. Okay, I don't get anything like that. But what I am getting is something to do with his family and foreign connections, okay, things that are overseas. And it's my money card. So there's been some sort of money exchanged. And it's something that's slow. What I'm getting here is like he's not safe, or like, because this would be like I'm taking a time out, I'm to myself, and this is like it's out in the open, I'm not safe. There's something to do about some sort of money exchange here. This is something to do with picking his pockets is what I'm getting. Picking his pockets. I think it's like blackmail. I think that's what I'm getting. Like you keep paying me, or your family is going to, there's something here with his family. Like he is protecting his family. I think what's coming out here, this is bad information, bad news. I feel like these are threats. These are money exchange payoffs, blackmail. And maybe they had a little bit of dirt on him, but I'm not getting anything like the scandal of I abused young people or anything like that. It's more that I was involved with this guy at all. So if anything, I feel like it's not so much about his behavior, like what he actually did during that time that comes out, but the fact that he was being blackmailed and that there's some sort of money. It has something to do with his money again. And how he was hiding money and things like that. That's the connection that I'm getting with Epstein. He's more financially connected in some way than the shenanigans. At least that's what I'm getting right now. All right.
We have some super chats too.
Super chat. I forgot to look at my. Oh wait, let's say thanks. I'm gonna do a bunch of thanks all at once. So thank you to Catherine for the super sticker. Thank you to Laura for your super sticker. Thank you for Denise, super sticker. And finally, thank you to Sharon. I really appreciate all of you and support for this channel. It really helps a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Cindy, let's see. I think it is time for
Wednesday Wonderings.
Yeah.
Yay! So let's do a little Wednesday wondering. And like I said, you were going to talk about those EVPs today. That's our Wednesday wondering question. And I did some soul writing, and I wanted to know, who was this? Because we had this sort of, like in the first one, we couldn't figure out if it was a word or not. And then we had another one. It had a little different rhythm, but it kind of sounded the same. And I asked who, and I asked what the messages were. So let me, should I start first with what I got and then you connect with what you got?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing I got, and I had to organize a little bit because I had different information in different parts. The first thing answers the question of who. I got not of the physical. I got images of Isis and moon rituals. I don't know why I got that, but like pyramids and like was like a temple, and I got like moon rituals, and I have zero idea why I was seeing that. Then I heard we are loving and supportive. I was talking to Cindy because I got that pronoun we, like it wasn't just a spirit. It was not of the physical. So it was something that wasn't human. Powerful higher forces surround you in love. Angel, power. And then I got a lot of messages that had to do with the NDEs, the near-death experiences, because the first EVP came on the heels of my discussing of free will and whether we had free will. And I got rebirth, breaking through, recovery of the astral body. NDE, you must surrender to this new state or return to the world. And so I put free will. So I think I might have gotten something wrong. Like maybe we have total free will, but they were trying to explain like you're only there in your astral body, like you're still connected to the physical in some way. And so you have to completely surrender to a new state in order to move on. And then I got the feeling of being isolated, feeling alone. I need assistance, support. I heard you are not a failure. Loss of self, loss of identity. Ask for help, accept your life. And I got something about past lives. So there was a sense that they were still coaching, they were still helping, they were trying to make people feel like we're here, where you're supported, but that you had to be the ones to surrender. Then I know the second EVP came in our discussion of time, and I did get a couple things that seemed to connect to that. And they said, there is no end, there are no limits. And I saw the flower of life, which is very interesting. So I'm wondering if that was some added information about our time discussion. And then I got some messages that I thought were for me or for Cindy or for both of us. And they said, don't intellectualize, don't have doubts about the messages you are receiving. Repairing your weak spots, helping me to access my intuition. Challenge yourself. Balance your interior and exterior worlds. So I felt like that's what they were doing. They were here to help, to give information when I missed a few things. They're helping me to access my intuition. They want me to challenge myself with these questions. They want us to believe we are getting answers, like keep going with it. They just said, watch your words, check your ego. They said something about watch your shadow, like what are your intentions for giving this information? It has to be pure. And then they're helping us when we feel a little disconnected. So I felt like there were many layers of information, but for sure I felt like we were tapping into some sort of higher being. So what did you get, Cindy?
Well, this is my first time doing the soul writing on this. And I want to say that I took your class, Carrie, and that part of the message is this is something that is available to all of us to do. I recommend, if you're interested in this, take Carrie's class and learn some techniques on soul writing, because it'll be surprising how much information comes through, because there's so much available right now. Like, spirit is available. And I pulled a card. Every time I would pull a card about this topic, I would get this temperance card with this beautiful angelic, and look at all the energy coming off of this being's, as she's reaching up, or he, or, and it's, the message that I got was that this will become more common, that we will be maybe hearing or seeing more information of spirit, and connect, the more spirits available. And I wrote, there's an awareness of the spirit energy that is around, and the actual energetic vibration that came in when we were reading on these bigger issues is kind of what we were picking up on our electronics. So sometimes we just get a feeling, or we thought, where did that idea come from? And I think we're being asked to look more at what we can receive from spirit if we're open to it, and that when we call them in, they are available and ready and willing and able. But we have to ask. Right? We have to say, of the highest vibrational energy, I need some assistance, or I'd like some guidance, or and I just think one of the things I wrote down is kind of just a little bit like they were putting their hand on her shoulder, saying, I'm right here, I'm in the room. When they came in the room, they're in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I wrote that too. Ask for help, accept our light. Ask for help. And it's like, they're here. And this was definitely not a ghost in our houses. This was the energy of something higher that was trying to help us with the messages. And maybe because Wednesday Wonderings are higher vibrational questions. These are, we need the big guns, like you said. We need the bigger beings to, and it's funny, the pronoun we are here. So it definitely does not feel like that ego-centered I that you would get in an individual soul. So yeah, I found this to be fascinating. It'll be very interesting if something shows up on this particular show, but in the future, for those of you who watch the show and you want to play it back on replay, check out and tell us if you hear anything or you see anything, because we'd be happy to investigate that further in the future. You have any thoughts? Yeah.
You can play it back actually on the shows. If people found that you posted a short, but if they find it difficult to raise the volume on the short, it's also, maybe we can put in the notes after the show, the exact times that they were on the last two videos. And so people can turn that volume way, way up.
Yeah, I'll do that. Sure.
Yeah. But anyway, the messages were really loving and helpful and guidance. And it was a really interesting phenomenon. And I think we were supposed to hear it and supposed to talk about it. And I actually saw a show where people have these the Teslas have these imaging things in the cars, and people are looking on their imaging and they're seeing people walking across the street and there's nobody there. And so I think the technology is going to just kind of confirm maybe what a lot of us already feel like, we have, spirit is around us. And I think it's just going to be interesting to see where that takes us with technology too.
Oh, I love that. That's going to be fascinating. So yeah, I'm excited, and I guess we are at the end. So that's the tea, everybody, for this Wednesday. So we will see you next week. And I think it's time to cue some music. What do we got? Keep your vibration high, everybody.